Okay, so it is Thanksgiving, and I'm only going to be doing these specials from here until the end of the year, which is closing in. So this is a Thanksgiving special. Thanks for nothing. I did a Halloween one as well, which uh, so this one will be talking first about well, first of all, why thanks for nothing, right? Because like yeah, there's a lot of things to be thankful for, but I'll keep that to myself. It's none of your business. I'd rather have a bit of a moan, as they say in, or a whinge, as they say in the United Kingdom. And speaking of the United Kingdom, Paul Garner is at it again, and as you can see down here, he's getting quote tweeted in ratio to death, and he doesn't allow anyone to reply because he's a coward and he's a bit of what they would call in the UK a bloody cunt, right? He's a bleeding cunt. Um, I don't know if they said that. They say that. But anyways, so again, he's associating PEM with some sort of brain phenomenon where we're afraid of like doing things, and that's it trains our brain to learn that every time we get fearful of it, it triggers the symptoms automatically, as opposed to what everyone experiences, which is that if I overdo something, I get PEM, which is like the most obvious observation and the most universal observation that they've made of this illness. And I don't know why it's even controversial at this point, and why these people keep pushing this. My guess is because it's these people are extremely myopic. Um, I think a lot of it has to do with not only like their careerism, but also like their personal. It's sort of like evangelicals who, or like people who become like born again Christians or something like that. They feel like, well, this I had this personal experience, this very personal experience. It's like, well, I don't give a shit. How about that? I don't give a shit about your personal experience. I give a shit about like objective like metrics and parameters and science and stuff like that. That's what I care about. And right now, the science doesn't fucking validate any of this shit. Okay, associative learning, meaningless, absolutely meaningless. Um, Also, too, I would definitely catch a felony rap in a video game, um, and risk PEM, like a massive PEM, to beat the ever loving shit out of Paul Gardner in a video game, of course, not in real life, in a video game, for the MECFS community, because this guy is an odious fucking like bag of shit. So we'll stop sharing that because I'm tired of looking at him in his stupid fucking retard face. And now I have to share something even more retarded. And I know no people don't like that word. I don't care. I am just way, way, way beyond giving a shit. Um, because I'm not talking about retarded people. I'm just talking about uh, people people who say retarded things. Anyways, this is by Neil Riley, um, and he wrote a very stupid fucking op-ed about movement, right? And how he regrets basically um, pacing all these years, and how he regrets um, being somewhat less or more risk adverse, I should say, in his illness. Of course, he can only say this after uh, 37 years, so it's like he's saying it from the standpoint of someone who's already old, right? I'm assuming he's in his either 60s or 70s, right? And so he's probably like thinking to himself, like, well, I only have a couple years left, anyways, maybe with a decade or something, or maybe a little bit more. It's like I'm going to just go for it. It's like, well, that's good for you. But maybe did you think that like those 37 years is what kept you from being like even have an opportunity to do this in the first place, right? And so like he wrote this like thinking he was like some sort of penning some sort of uh, uh, like polemic, I suppose. And I'm sure he thought he was being a very, very, very controversial person within the MECFS community, as opposed to just being like an unthinking sort of like NPC cunt. Like that's what he really was. It's really what he really was doing. Like because his whole thing is probably like, oh, I'm sick and tired of like, you know, looking out for my well-being. I've been doing this for almost 4 decades. I'm tired of it. Hey, I know what's the answer. Movement. Movement's good for you, right? It's like, yeah, okay. But here's what's really, I think, really ultimately bothered me about this, other than like this guy should know better, is that he called it my remedy. So he says there are some people with a ME who are extremely ill, confined to a bed, for which my remedy would be totally wrong. My remedy. He called it my remedy. Movement. He called movement his remedy. Now, I want to let you know what remedy means, according to Webster's dictionary: a medicine or treatment that cures or relieves a disease or bodily disorder. And he thinks movement for a disease that is literally defined by, overexertion as leading to the exacerbation of these symptoms, right? And of course, horrible quality of life, right? He thinks it's actually the remedy. That's what he thinks. And then he also had the balls to say this, right? The years I wasted thinking that bed rest could cure me, first of all, whoever fucking told you that was fucking lying. Obviously, it's ridiculous. Is my biggest regret. Taking a risk has broadened my life, making it worth living. So this is just like a personal affectation of him, probably that was already deeply rooted in him anyways. This guy was probably already someone who was like not inclined to take risks to begin with, right? And so like stop putting your like personal shit on our community or the community in general. I was like, fuck you, all right? And now I've written this, achieve something, and now I've written this, achieve something, and exercise my brain. You wrote like 200 words, and you've exercised your brain. On one of my blogs, I run 2 blogs. I wrote 195,000 words this year. What do you mean you've exercised your brain with this like drivel? All right, this unlettered fucking asinine fucking like whatever you think it is, right? It doesn't even qualify like to the level of an op-ed. I'm sorry. Op-eds are usually like well thought out, I think, and offer like something that is an alternative or to the line of like thinking. This doesn't even rise to the level of contrarianism. It's just basic like selfishness, right? He's just a selfish asshole. That's all it is. He's just a selfish piece of shit. That there's nothing more to say. He's just a selfish piece of shit. He's personalized it, and that's it. He's just made it personal. He's like, I'm so tired that I had to waste 37 years because I was sick. And I was like, yeah, that's what the illness is. That's what chronic illness is. We all have it. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Right? He's like, nah, I'm going to be adventurous after 37 years. You want a round of applause for after 37 years? Now you're going to take risks. That's what you want a round of applause for? Fuck you. Absolutely fuck you. There is absolutely no risk after 30. There's actually no risk after 37 years of this. Then you should have done it your first year, your second year, your third year. Why didn't you do it then? You don't get any rewards for it now. It's like some fucking dude who's like 95 years old and he robs a bank. Like, what do you think repercussions he's going to suffer? None. Right? It's like being a first-time offender in a court system. You're going to get a slap on the wrist, right? But maybe not with this illness. So you know what the fuck it. I hope it gets worse. I hope it gets significantly worse in a video game, of course. But I hope his health goes down fucking hill extremely fast. Good. Keep pushing the limits. Take your risks. Right? Get sick again. Get COVID. Go for it all. Whoa. You're such an evil Knievel daring do. Go for it. Right? You're living this sort of now libertine lifestyle. Go for it. Go for everything. But why even bother telling us this? Just do it. Do it on your own accord. Who did you think this was helping? Like, does everyone now just have to announce everything that they're doing? Just do it. Why did you have to like burden us with your fucking psychological deficits? Right? Why did you have to burden us with that? You didn't. And I know, and I'm happy. People should disassociate themselves with these organizations altogether. Right? They're not helping us. They don't really actually advocate for us. They have no plan. They have no strategy. They have nothing. Right? Because it's all filled with a bunch of geriatric people who have never actually had an original thought in their entire fucking lives. None. Like not one original thought. Okay. And so that's all I have to say. So I don't have anything to be thankful for in regards to that. I have other thanks, but I'll be eating them in a couple hours. So that's it. That's all I have to say.